Hey guys, it's Matt here, the Broken Supercoach, checking in. Um, Apologies for the, well, you call it late, but it's now early Monday video. Obviously Crows played last night. Was at that game. Couldn't really talk after the game. I was quite hoarse, as you can tell now. I get pretty rowdy at um at footy games. Then we went out after, so I didn't get home till quite late. Couldn't really talk. Was absolutely beat. So here we are, Monday morning, having a look. Spoilers, I had already looked myself, but we've gone up a little bit as well. We're pretty happy with 2,300 is a decent score. Yeah, 6,000. Not who do we not VCing? Rowan was pretty bad. Um, Having a bunch of 20s on field was pretty bad, but made up by some nice late week scores and bailed out by Laird with a calf injury actually playing. So what a king he is. So we take 2360. We're pretty happy with that, and yeah, we've gone up 4k, so we're into the top 10k again finally. So we can keep pressing up, move our way higher and higher. So we're really liking that. Yep, whatever. Yeah, I'm not in any real serious league, sorry to tell you. So you probably see that I'll win most leagues just because it's all. Oh no, I mean there's some good players in a couple of my leagues actually. That's probably a bit harsh to say. It was more of a swipe than anything. So we'll do a quick review. What did I do last week? You would have seen the trade. I got Cogs in. So I didn't do Bond. Money-wise, I'm a little bit concerned. So I've gone, that's me. If you heard that, that's me, not you. So don't worry about that. The work from home vibes. Everyone knows that team sound, don't they? So if you heard that, I'm sure everyone was, oh, what the hell? Who's messaging me? Sorry. Um, so let's run through the list. Nearly butchered my loophole. But yeah, we didn't need it in the end. So I looped English, thought he might do well, knowing historically he doesn't do well against who was it that he played? Hawthorn. Historically, he actually didn't do well against them for whatever reason. It's not his type of game. Probably doesn't run as hard knowing that he's playing against Hawthorn. And I was going to Captain Dacos, and then there was talks about hard tags and all that sort of business. And I know that um, when they start talking like that, the Crows would actually do it. So didn't Captain Dacos. I know a lot of people got burnt there. But the only option was, Dawson, who was coming off a 70. Was he going to play midfield the whole time? Was he going to sit behind the ball a bit? And then, even though Dawson got tagged as well, and then Laird had that calf issue, could have been a laid out. So had I captain Laird and he was a laid out, I would have got this 90. So, yeah, just slapped the C on Oliver quite last minute and paid off really nicely. But, I should have backed in big Rowan Marshall. I'm turning on Rowan Marshall a little bit. I quite like him. Uh, Excuse me there. I'll just mute myself whenever I have to sort of clear the throat because, I'm in Struggle Town here. It was a big footy game. If you watched it last night, huge, typical Collingwood footy, of course. Crows kicked himself out of it. Anyway, run through the line. So a bit of a disaster. We played rookie roulette with these two. Seamus Mitchell's on track for another nice score. Gets subbed out, so that's great. Wasn't injured, just got subbed out, which is very worrying. Now, what is he? Oh, everyone traded him in, so it's not a big deal. But I don't want him on field, so that's that's so annoying. We don't like. He went from a very nice field option to suddenly he's a sub risk. Man, he might get dropped even. So I'm really worried about that. We've got absolutely nothing going here. Baker's luckily doing quite well for us. I slapped the E on Philippou because I figured there's no way he can do worse than 20, but he did. And then I realized that I was gonna have trouble because I couldn't loop in Baker, who I wanted. So all right, we've done that. Um, yeah, the rucks were nice. Is there anyone to talk about in the mids or the defense? I know I'm realizing I'm talking about benches only, really. But there's not a lot to talk about. Cogs we're really happy with. 108. Other options were Will Day, who scored about 100. And Bond, who did okay, from what I remember. Yeah, he obviously went up. Yeah, 122. So he's probably out of reach for us. We'll put him in the team just to feel good about it, but I never like buying guys like this, especially with this rookie situation that you're looking at. Paying up for guys like this is really gross. But we might have to, considering the absolute pounding this guy's putting on. They may tag him GWS next week. We'll see. Ashcroft reset his scoring. We're really happy with that. Tom Green looks good. Yeah, we're loving all of these scores from all of our mids. Same story with our defense. We're actually really happy. Considering Dacos is probably the best defender, we've got these guys. So we're pretty happy with that. Forwards, same story. Very happy with these 4. And then this is disastrous. So Fergus Green, 28, ran into the post, didn't look... Well, I don't even know if he came back on, honestly. Who watched that game? Surely nobody watches Hawthorn games. He ran straight into the post. I've never seen anything like it. Oh, I have, obviously, but... Yeah, it looked terrible. Van Rooyen, we had to field him because Sturp put out this. Or was that the option? Yeah, we weren't going to loop him in. But I don't know how you score 33 against a team that you won by 100. What did they win by 100 and something? He scored 33 points. So explain that. What are most people doing? Obviously those 3, yeah. So what are we going to do this week? Well, a couple of choices. Everyone's doing Jack Steele, which I kind of really like as well. I actually really like it. It also allows us to send someone like Rosie back here to shore up this line again. Maybe it does. We'll find out. I haven't actually tested around to see if I can do any of that. Who would we trade? Obviously, you got to trade Liam Jones, who's been I'll be honest, he's been a pretty dog water pick for us. I'm not very happy with that at all, in fact. We did last minute moves to bring him in for his 5. Thankfully, he missed no games, but he's been pretty poor. If another player like that appears next year, we probably don't pick it. So, lesson learned. Excuse me. So yeah, lesson learned. We trade him out. And who else we're looking at? Philippou obviously has to go. He would have been a good trade last week, but he looks spent. Doesn't look that good. If you can't score points against Port playing midfield, then you can't score against anyone really. So he looks like he's absolutely stopped. And then there was one more. Fergus has to go as well now. Luckily he didn't. Yeah, that's gross. That's still gross. When you click it and it gives you that better ad? Gross. There's got to be a way to turn that off, maybe. I'd like to. Because unless they want to sponsor the YouTube, then they can take a walk, honestly. And then Fergus, he has to go as well. There's no way he's scoring 57. So that gives us 900. There's obviously there's 3 good rookies. Chincotta is the absolutely obvious one. You've got to get Chincotta in. Looks really good. Sard went down as well. I don't know how long he's injured for, but yeah, looks to have replaced Cowan, I think, and now is Sard. Yeah, he'll get a good run. So we started him, if you remember. We started him early and then realised he wasn't getting picked, but he was quite good in the preseason, from what I remember. And he's 100k defense mid, so you can't say anything about that. The other one is Angwin or Sam Simpson. Now, I think it's a toss of the coin. Sam Simpson's playing in a better team, but his job security, you'd want to know how long Stengel's out for. Let's have a look. Can we? I thought we'd have a little section somewhere here about... I don't know how to read the AFL website anymore. We just want the injury list, Yeah, fuck. I don't know. Used to be able to look them up just like this. But I don't see it anyway. We'll go to the Geelong page, because they'll have their injury list here. So round 6. So you got Suffered a fracture. Medium term. So, whatever medium term means. So, Simpson's probably got a pretty decent shelf life. Angwin also has a decent shelf life. So, I don't think you can go wrong with either pick. You save 40k doing Angwin. I think I like Angwin. That gives us 700k. So we could actually get Bont if we wanted to, or if you believe in Steel, you could do that as well. We obviously send Rosie back, so then we're only dealing with one of these idiots. Sturt and Van Rooyen, who were just appalling. Sturt, what an appalling trade-in that was. At least Wagner didn't play and got subbed in or something, like Dill Williams the other week, if you remember. So 700, who are we going to pick? We can have our pick of the crop, basically. Look, I don't want to do Bont, but I feel like I can't ignore him. When's Bont's bye? He's around 12 bye, so when they get 3 weeks of him before he's in a bye. Whereas Steel, now, oh yeah, like that's such a good price for Jack Steele, isn't it? Break even to 126. So we could do Steel next week if we wanted to with a round 12 buy as well. So they are the same player. Who are we? We don't have money to Steel next week if we do it. Because we probably don't have any rookies that are ready to go. Ashcroft just reset his scoring. Hollands probably goes down. And then Van Rooyen probably, maybe next week, goes down. So we've only got 2 rookies next week. So we're not getting a premium next week. We're just doing a couple of downs if we have to. So with that in mind, we might just catch up to the field and grab Bont. But that's not locked in place. The only reason I'm hesitant on Steel, by the way, so I'll give you my explanation on Jack Steel. Why I'm aware that every single one of my videos ends in me trading in Marcus Bontempelli, and then on Friday I don't. So I'm aware of that. I'm aware that it's a meme. But it is what it is. Like, that's how it's going to be. I'm going to continue to trade him in because it feels good to have him in your team, even if it's just for that many. So there's the trade. Bont or Steel. On Friday, I do a bigger trade video where I think I'll have a look at the benefits of saving that 100k, because as you've seen in the last few weeks, I have saved that money, but it's all been for a reason. You know, that money that I saved on Cogs, oh, there he is, sitting right there. He went up, oh, what did he go up? So he's gone up 30k there, so saving, I mean, it probably didn't do anything because Bont ended up going up 33k, so it didn't matter, but the concern was that Cogs could have gone up way more than Bont would have gone up. So, you know, I'm saving money for those reasons, just so I can get guys. I did it as well with, when I did English as well. I had the money left over. So, keep that in mind. You know, always save a bit of money, but don't save money just for fun. So, if I'm bringing Steel in, I'm going to have another 100k. What am I going to do with that? So, you know, if it's, get this out of the way. Yeah, if it's Hollands and Van Rooyen next week, down to 2 rookies, so that's 100. That's about 150. That's about, we'll have 300,000 plus 1, 400,000. Yeah, I don't think that's enough to really bring anyone in. Oh yeah, we could turn Noah Long, 400,000, 600,000. So we could turn someone there. The question of is if there's 2 rookies to go down to next week, I guess. You know, 1 game players here. No way. No. See, there aren't. So there are no rookies even next week. So the other question is, do you triple down this week and get 2 in next week. Triple being that you also grab that guy I was talking about, Sam Simpson. You have 500 in the bank, and next week you double up. So next week you go Hollins into someone, you Van Rooyen into someone, and then Noah Long. Maybe you go early on a rookie, and that allows you to still get Bond, still get Jack Steele next week. Yeah, because there's not 2 rookies. So we'll think about that. Anyway, I ended up getting into a bit of a flow there. So let's have a look. Captaincy options. Our loop plays on Saturday night, sorry. Who do you loop? Worry about a tag on Dawson here. Perhaps we could loop Oliver against Gold Coast. And then if he's on a decent score by the time this game starts, we hit our loop up. And then we probably captain... Yeah, I think we could captain Dacos against Sydney. I don't think he's going to play 2 bad games in a row, but he might. He really might. This is why we'd like to have Bont, because Bont might get some attention here as well. Anyway, that's more for the Friday video. Yeah, lots of people doing Noah Long as well, so all good. Anyway, I've probably rambled too long. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll chat to you in the end of the week. Yeah, see ya.